Okay, these are my top 10 most anticipated games of 2023. I always do them a little later than like December or January, give it some time to have like a couple more announcements. And yeah, I guess let's just get right into it. At number 10, I have Turbo Force, which is I haven't seen much of it yet, but it's supposed to come out this year. It's supposed to be like an F-Zero clone game, basically. Uh, there is one sort of in like the beta version out that's called um, Aero GPX, and it just looks really similar to that game. So I'm really curious to see how it differentiates from that game and how it plays and everything. Hoping to see that come out soon. Um, then at number 9, I have Framemakers. Framemakers is basically a Super Smash Bros. Clone game. It only has indie game characters, which is really cool to me, is really appealing. I always really wanted something like that. Has been a couple of indie Smash Bros. Clone games that um, had some guest indie characters, but this is like just only indie game characters, basically. Uh, it isn't really close to being done yet, but it's out on Steam basically in like a beta version or something, and it's really fun, but there's just not much to it yet. So I'm looking forward to like a more full release. But yeah, it's out on Steam so far. Actually, one of my favorite indie games is Downwell, and the character from that is in this game, and it's supposed to have like a track from Downwell eventually too. So that's really exciting to me. And the character is already in it, and it's really cool. Then number 8, I have Hogwarts Legacy. Feels a bit low because a lot of indie games are above this one, but I will say that like it's just not like my type of game. I guess I enjoy it because it's Harry Potter. I grew up with Harry Potter. I really enjoy that. But this is not. I mean, it just plays like most like modern action motion capture games play, like Assassin's Creed and God of War. Just reminds me of like that kind of stuff. So it's not super my thing. I haven't played it like a lot, I will say. So I definitely I want to try to finish it, which I probably will, or maybe not if it's like not that fun. But I think it's fun enough. Like it's on this list for a reason. I think it's something I will finish. I enjoyed walking through Hogwarts and stuff. I just felt like it probably didn't look like how I remember from the movies, and like Hogsmeade and stuff didn't either. But I haven't played it a lot, so maybe that's not entirely true. Maybe it's more accurate than I think. We'll see. And at number 7, I have the Gecko Gods. The Gecko Gods it doesn't have like a release date, but it's supposed to come out this year. It kind of looks like a Wind Waker clone, Zelda the Wind Waker. It just looks like adventurous and like it's fun to like uh platform, I guess. Being like a lizard, it's really cool. Just solve puzzles and stuff and navigate the overworld. There's probably not that much to it, but it just looks really fun, like the whole art style and the vibe and stuff. I'm really looking forward to seeing more and seeing when it comes out. Number 6, I have Schim. It's a Dutch game, so that's how you're supposed to say it. But I guess like Shim or something is fine to say as well. I saw that on the Summer Games Fest. I think it's where they announced it, and it looks really cool. It's basically like you're like a little shadow, and you have to hop from shadows on the floor to navigate. That's the only way to do it. Like you can't miss the shadows, and it looks really creative, really fun. I think this is a game I will get like really hooked on. It's probably not like the longest game or anything, probably a very short game, but nonetheless, it looks super fun. So I'm super curious to see when it comes out. I think it only comes on Steam, but I could be wrong. Then at number 5, I have the Plucky Squire, which is it's a little hard to explain, I will say, but I think it's one of the more better known indie games that come out this year. So I guess that's in my favor then. But it basically it's like a cartoon book. I guess is how you call it, and you have to hop between pages, and the pages become like your reality. You like play in it, and that's just like such a fun concept, and it looks beautiful. It looks like one of the like more high-end indie games. So I was looking forward to it, to seeing more. I don't think I've seen much of it, and it's supposed to come out this year, but I'm not entirely sure. Then number four, I have Pizza Tower. I have played it a little bit actually. It's out on Steam, just on Steam as far as I know. Um, it's actually really good. I've seen a lot of people be excited about it. It's really like trendy, I guess, if you like indie games. Yeah, I mean, I used to play Wario Lands as a kid. The second one is the only one I really played. I enjoyed it, but it was always like a little bit of a frustrating experience. Pizza Tower so far, it looks to be like a good modern game while still like having the goofy vibe of Wario Land, you know? So I enjoyed it a lot. Looking forward to playing more. So yeah, it's number four on my most anticipated list. Then at number three, I have Other Her Loving Embrace. That's or Other RPG is how it was used to called, I guess. I actually backed this game on Kickstarter, and it was supposed to come out like 2 years ago, but they keep, taking their time, which is good for me. I don't mind it. I played the demo a couple of years ago. There was a demo for it. It's really good. It is like a turn-based RPG, except the battle system is like an action platformer. It really reminds me of Undertale with how silly it is and like how creative they were with the battle system. The battle system really, it just looks like you're playing like Shovel Knight, but it's like a turn-based fight basically. Well, I guess it's not even turn-based anymore. It's just like you have to just like battle your opponent, and it's so much fun. The bosses are really fun too, and the music is great. They basically, it really sounds like the Sega Mega Drive or the Sega Genesis sound font, and that's really cool. I've always liked that sound font a lot, so I'm super excited. I hope it does actually come out this year, like it was supposed to, like last year and the year before. But I hope it does come out actually this year. And if it comes out next year, then it'll be on my list again. That's fine. Then at number two, I have Metroid Prime Remastered. I actually did finish the game already, so most anticipated maybe isn't like quite accurate anymore. But I mean, it's my favorite Metroid game probably, or maybe, I mean, now that I've played it again, it might be that Metroid Prime 3 is my favorite, because I just realized like Metroid Prime 3 did improve on a lot, and it did feel like a lot bigger and like easier to play. But I mean, Prime 1 is the first one, of the Prime series, and it just started great. The remake was great. It looks so gorgeous. It plays really well. I really enjoyed it. So yeah, I mean, it's number two on the most anticipated list. It's probably gonna end up just being number two or one even on my game of the year list. Because of number one is Zelda Tears of the Kingdom. I will say I wasn't the biggest fan of Breath of the Wild. Um, I'm much more of a fan of classic Zelda, but I will say that Breath of the Wild is not my least favorite 3D Zelda or anything. It's probably like Wind Waker or Majora's Mask, because I don't know, Wind Waker was like, I got stuck in it a lot. It wasn't a hard game or anything, yet I got stuck in it a lot. Like, it was really sometimes confusing where to go, and it just felt like a big MTC. And then Majora's Mask uh, just was really stressful, like the 3 day cycle and everything. But they were still classic Zelda games, so I still loved them. But I would say the same thing about Breath of the Wild. It's really different. I still loved it. But Skyward Sword, Twilight Princess, and Ocarina of Time, they would rank like a lot higher than all three of those games. But what I've seen of Tears of the Kingdom, they haven't shown a lot, which is fine by me, because it comes out in like 6 weeks by the time I'm recording this, and it looks great to me. Like, it looks like they've improved a lot from Breath of the Wild. They added like the whole sky section, and it looks like so much easier to navigate, because you can go into the sky and go up the ceilings and stuff like that. The whole recall ability, and it just looks like a lot of improvement. And I'm just really curious to try it. It should be my favorite game of the year, even though that's probably Metroid Prime. But Metroid Prime is a remake, so I shouldn't. Well, at the same time, Breath of the Wild, I guess Tears of the Kingdom is like an added content kind of thing to Breath of the Wild. I guess we'll have to see, like, at the end of the year, which I enjoyed more, playing the same game, Metroid Prime, or playing, like, added content to Breath of the Wild. But I think it's going to be Tears of the Kingdom. Like, I just really hope they add, like, full dungeons and stuff. We haven't even seen if there's, like, shrines or anything. I'm sure if they have dungeons, then it's like one of my favorite Zeldas. It's like all I need really. But we'll see. It'll still be a great game if it doesn't have it. So, you know, that's my top 10 most anticipated games. I'll just recap it a little bit. Okay, so at number 10, Turbo Force. At number 9, Framemakers. Number 8, Hogwarts Legacy. At number 7, The Gecko Gods. At number 6, Schim. At number 5, The Plucky Squire. At number 4, Pizza Tower. Number 3, Other Her Loving Embrace. At number 2, Metroid Prime Remastered. And at number 1, Zelda Tears of the Kingdom. I'm gonna do a top 10 games of the year list, which would be a little late, but it's the same thing that I said before about the most anticipated. I like to give myself a little time, because a lot of releases, they come out in like November, December. So it's like, how am I gonna play all those within a couple of weeks? You need a little time from the next year to play them. I actually still need to play one game of that list. So that's what I'm gonna do the coming weeks. And then we'll make the top 10 games of 2022. So, look out for that. And I'll see you in that video.